Hi everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Rookie Awards interview series. My name is Christina, and I'm a senior texture artist at Industrial Light and Magic in Sydney, Australia. And that was the work of Félix. Now, Félix won, he was the runner-up in our concept art competition. And how amazing was just some of that work. And that wasn't all of it. His work was absolutely phenomenal and really blew the judges away. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Félix. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Thank you so much for joining us today and for being a part of our interview series. I'm really excited to chat with you.
Thank you. Thank you for the brief introduction.
That's all right. So I guess, Félix, I thought we could start off with just, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and just give us a bit of an introduction.
Yeah, all right. So I'm a French concept artist and illustrator. So I recently graduated from a school called ISART. So it was a 5-year degrees. So that's what I was doing for the the 5 past years. So it was mainly a game art school. So I learned everything you can possibly learn. I think not everything, but most of the stuff you need to know to be a game artist. So I learned some 3D, plenty of stuff, but I kind of focused on concept art and illustration. And during the school, I was able to do some internships and slowly getting myself to work in the industry. And right now I'm freelancing, so I started recently to work.
Yeah. So how long have you been working for then?
Well, if you don't count the internships, it's like a bit less than a year.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
So yeah.
So Félix, at what point did you decide that this is what you wanted to do? So you mentioned that you did a pretty broad games degree. When did you decide that concept art was where you wanted to go?
Well, it was during the process to learn when I started learning 3D softwares, when I started learning a lot of different stuff. I kind of feel like what I preferred was concept art and illustrations. So yeah, I prefer to draw that rather than spend too much time on 3D software. Or I felt like it was my way to create stuff. So I kind of focus on that, and I think I kind of prefer that right now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, your work speaks for itself, and you're really quite talented in that 2D era. So I'm glad that you decided to go down that route. So you mentioned that you were doing a bit of freelance. Can you tell us a little bit more about your freelance work?
Yeah, so I worked for small and kind of bigger companies. For small companies, I did a lot of illustration stuff to illustrate some board games or different kind of games, smaller games. And for bigger companies, I worked mainly with outsourced studios, I mentioned, Chaos Masons, where I was doing some character design for PUBG Mobile. And then right now I'm working with West Studio, doing splash illustrations. I can't show anything right now, but I'm kind of glad of of working with them.
Oh, that's amazing. What would be your favorite type of art to do? Because I mean, you've got quite a broad skill set from your portfolio.
Well, it kind of depends. Right now, I kind of like to do illustrations, like bigger splash illustrations to focus on character. But I also really like to do character designs. So I guess the two main things that I really prefer.
Yeah.
I also really like science fiction too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, wicked. No, that's you can really see that passion coming through your work. And guys in the audience as well, it's probably worth mentioning that if you have any questions at all for Félix or myself, feel free to just ask them in the chat and I'll forward them on. It's always really great when we get audience participation. We love it. So Felix, what made you enter the Rookie Awards?
I discovered the rookies like quite a while ago. It's been like I think 3 years that I participated. It kind of was like a milestone. Like every year, I post all my portfolio and see where it was. So, so yeah, the first years wasn't the first year wasn't really great. So, I mean, I still made the portfolio stuff and try to to participate in the contest, but yeah, during the years, it got better, and now I'm glad that I won the runner-up category and stuff.
Very well deserved. I did notice that you had entered in previous years as well, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
You know, each year you got better and better. Like it's what we love. It's what we love about
Yeah,
it.
and it's great also to see your portfolio evolve during the years.
Yeah.
Like you suppress a lot of old work that you made before, and you're like, no, it's not good anymore. So I
Yeah.
will put it out, and you put a lot of new stuff, and it's like, oh, it blew up, and
Yeah. So Felix, can you tell us a little bit about your rookies entry? As I mentioned before, you got quite a varied portfolio. So is this just a collection of your artwork over your studies?
yeah. There are a lot of personal work too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I gather all the pieces that I liked on my portfolio mainly. So I think the first thing is the character design lineup that I made for a previous challenge that that our station did, the character design challenge on our station, where it forces me to do like along with my study to work on a lineup of characters, and it was pretty intense, but I'm glad I did it. And then a lot of different work, some fan arts, also my my end of the year school project that I did with my team. I put in the work I did for this. A lot of work I did with Jeanne too, another concept artist. So yeah, basically it's just all the work that I did put together.
Wow. Oh, it's phenomenal. And I'm noticing a lot of different styles and a lot of different themes as well. Um, so I guess my question is, what is your inspiration behind a lot of the art that you do?
Well, it kind of depends of the piece. Like you mentioned earlier, I kind of also was finding my voice, like trying out different styles
Yeah.
and trying to match different art style, copying from other studios or trying some stuff new, but mainly yeah. Right now that I started working professionally, I kind of blend my stuff on the studio that I work for. So yeah, it's hard to tell like an inspiration for all the work. It's more
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well, I mean, you've got so many different pieces, I assume, because you mentioned that you love sci-fi and you love a bunch of different things. So, yeah.
it's so hard to decide what to go for. Like there are so many cool stuff that you
Your
just
life is
want
an
to do
artist,
other stuff.
right? You like so many things, and then it's hard to like go down one path. I totally get it. What advice would you give someone to entering the Rookie Awards?
Uh, first to entry the rookie hours, like
Yeah, just
it's
enter.
already
Hey.
a big thing to put your whole portfolio on the site. But yeah, it's been like 3 years that I'm doing it, so don't be afraid and post it every year, even if you're not very proud of the whole portfolio. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And also like to gather the best of your work. There are some of the work that I did and then I put on rookie hours that I wish I didn't,
Mhm.
or or yeah, just to make it not that long, but to put all the best of the thing that you have. So
Well, that's honestly some really solid advice. And from experience, that same advice applies to applying for a job as well,
yeah, that's
doesn't it?
right.
Yeah, it's keeping your best work on there, not having it too long, because I mean, recruiters don't, spend that long looking at each individual portfolio. So if you
Mm.
can really grab the judge's attention like straight away, that's yeah, that's some top advice, Felix. Thank you.
And also, I noticed that presentation is kind of a thing that you can work for the whole entry, because
Hmm.
it's a kind of a blog that you scroll down, so
Yeah,
you can add titles and add a
yeah,
small text to explain, and
yeah.
it's very fun to play with that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, 100%. Make it like nice and visually appealing and like easy to read, concise, nice headings. It always helps. I mean, the art speaks for itself, but if we know it's if we can't see it amongst everything else, it just makes it a bit harder. So that's also really good advice.
yeah, and it's
Um,
cool to gather around some small projects, like to put a link between the different stuff that you have on your portfolio
yeah, yeah,
with the
totally. So I was hoping, Felix, that you could show us. I mean, I was going to ask you what programs you use and all of that stuff, but can you just show us a demo? I'm
yeah,
really excited to see what you've been cooking up for us.
yeah, of course. So myself, I'm just using Photoshop, especially for character designs and for concept art and illustrations. Sometimes I go through 3D software just to have a 3D base, but mainly just Photoshop and doodling around.
Mhm.
So I wanted to focus a bit more on character design for this short demo, because going through illustrations is a very long process, and I guess there are too many things to say in a short amount of time. So just going through some kind of a character design process can be good. So basically, what I like to do during character design is to start with big shapes, like you can see around there, and yeah, you can see my okay with big shapes, and then start to refine stuff around. So as you can see, I got the breakdowns. So I start like the other with big shapes, put some messy flat colors. Then add a, this is in French, but this is multiply layer. And add a multiply layer, and then after, when I have a kind of a base, and when you're with it in small size, you can kind of see where I'm going. Um, I start just refining and keep polishing stuff, drawing the face and stuff. So this is still a work in progress. There is a lot of messy stuff, but it's a process that I like, because it doesn't really only rely on line work, because I kind of I'm quite slow with line works. Uh, uh, I I usually go through lines where I have to really render and precise stuff like the arms or the face. But for the global shape, and to kind of have a feeling of the image, I like to just do big shapes. To go through shapes, it's kind of easy. You just take like a big brush and start to make like stuff that you find cool. Like, oh yeah, I like this kind of shapes for the head, and maybe the body will be like this, large shoulders, yeah, and make like a mix or some stuff with that. I don't know. It's yeah. So I prepared some to go faster, because it's the it's the way that I like to. Um, I just I just put some base colors very quickly to start separating the things, like different elements. Yay. I kind of try to go faster, so it's
No,
not
take your time.
too boring. Okay. Yeah, and feel free to go like big and loose. Usually, what I like to do is working in small, like very tiny, just to start and block shapes, because it helps me to get something nice. All right. Um, After that, and I'm using a lot of clipping mask because to stay on the same like to not go, because if I don't, like, it's just I can draw everywhere, and because I
Oh,
like my
yeah.
shapes, I just do like a
Nice.
clipping mask,
Wicked.
pressing out in the middle like this to stay on it. Here, multiply layer, and just all right. It's just my process. Like I know a lot of the talented people working only with lines, but it kind of helps me to find different ways to create. And if you are looking to other ways to do your artworks and stuff to experiment, like I kind of recommend to try the shape stuff. it's uh, it's not that hard and quite
You're
fast.
killing it. I'm really enjoying watching, yeah, like how you build up the shapes with the shadows and the highlights. It's not something that, I mean, I've ever done with illustration, and I think it's like really valuable to watch you doing this. I'm sure that people in the audience are loving it as well.
Oh, nice. Well, it's kind of a thing that I didn't do uh, when I started. I started like only with lines and working, because you need to learn how to draw kind of first to know how to put your shapes, to put your volumes easily. But yeah, you can when you do that. It's easier to have quick results, and you can share to a clients like quick ideas, do variation quite easily, like even if it's not detailed at all, you kind of get the idea. Oh, it's a mech with a like a big weapon of some sort, a white mech, I don't know. And you can start rendering things around.
Looks like the people watching are loving your workflow as well. It's great, getting some cool comments come through.
Nice.
So do you always start, like all of your concept art, do you always start it in this way?
Not really, because some are more complex. Like when I go for environments or stuff like that, I usually just block out some quick line work and build up my concept like I will build up any drawings. And with illustration, I start subnailing, but it's more I put my character here and the other character there. I don't know, but working with character design, I like to work with shapes. It's easier for me and quicker. So this is the way I kind of did those you shared before. Those guys.
Wow. To go
It's
from
just
that to that.
it's just after I put out some photos to have some texture here that will take too much time to paint, and then just painting. But you can see that some stuff are very rough, like almost the same as what I have here, or I don't know what I just have here for the hand. It's not that far. It's just the lighting that doing like
Yeah.
most of the job.
Wow. How long would it take you to produce a final piece of art like the one you just showed me?
I don't know. It's only rendering, so it depends on how far I'm pushing it. But I guess one character a day. It's pretty much it. With all the iteration and stuff, because in concept art, the hardest part is not producing nice images, like having nice ideas and keep having them. Like even if the client doesn't like the first direction, to keep having ideas to share
Yeah.
on the same subjects.
Yeah,
Losing
yeah.
my word.
Have you created your own brushes for Photoshop?
No, I'm using others artist. I think those one are from Hamed Al Juri.
Wow. That's
Uh,
good to know as well, because it means that it's quite accessible to anyone who wants to open up Photoshop and give it a go.
yeah, that's right. If and it's not a process that needs a lot of understanding also of drawing and stuff, because it's if you are a lot into ZBrush or that you're sculpting a lot, it's kind of the same, even if it's not 3D and you can't move the character around like in all axes, but it's very close to uh, to sculpting. I don't know.
Mm. Do you you mentioned that sometimes you might use 3D software. Do you
Yeah.
ever find that you're using like a 3D model or something just to get the silhouette and the shape right, or have you sort of just gotten used to forming that shape on your own in 2D?
Um, well, for clients, I usually start with the because I did skins a lot, so I start with the base model that I have of the character. Like it's usually like a basic pose of someone of a man standing. It's a normal, I don't know, just regular man standing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and using this as a base kind of help me, because when I have the base of the character, I just can play around with the silhouette, like giving some stuff out. But I really like sculpt a lot in ZBrush to build up a character, because it's a lot of time spent. It can be great to concept artists that want to focus on VFX industry, because you can get very detailed work, and it will take a lot of time to render all the wrinkles and stuff of the character. But working for video games, I didn't find it uh, very efficient for characters to
Mm-hmm.
work what was they did. Uh, but when I worked for Unity Image, it's a French studio that made some VFX for Love, Death and Robots and lots of show like that. I worked a bit with them as an intern, and my mentor was doing a lot of 3D to have very detailed stuff and have a translucency for the characters and stuff. It was very interesting to watch him do that, because even if he can draw a lot, he also know how to work in 3D very well, and go very deep in the software to have the thing that he precisely have in mind.
That's incredible. I'm mesmerized.
So yeah, from here, and it's mainly just rendering things out, like what can I do with this arm? Maybe.
How did you learn? I mean, behind all of this is an incredible sense of the fundamentals of drawing 3D. Have you done a lot of life drawing, or how did you develop that, that sense of being able to draw anatomy and everything?
Well, I think it's only like visual library. It's doing it from a long time, and you start to know, like, to do mechs very quickly, and after to like draw faces easier. It's yeah, it's just you keep learning, but you have basics that stacks, and every time you have a new revelation, it adds to the others. Like, now I have to focus on shapes. Okay, so to make the shape better, I need to put this further. So
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, and your drawing starts to, you kind of start to get one point of drawing in plus of the others, and this is how you, I think, you get better. And there are plenty of stuff to to keep learning.
100%. Just repetition and doing it over again, isn't it?
That's right.
So someone in the audience has just asked, she was wondering, amongst all of the work, is there one of them which you are particularly proud
of? In my portfolio, I think I'm kind of really proud of the old project that we did last year with my school, because it was a 1-year project where we had to develop a full game. So this was the project. Like,
I was going to say, have you got it open?
Yeah. This is the project where I did a lot of concept that I share on the rookies. But so I worked with Jeanne, with another concept artist. This is her. That was on the same team as me, so she did a lot of work with me, and it was very cool to work together, because you learn a lot working with others because they bring you other way to think, to draw, and it's very, very nice. So at the end, we made like the full game. It's like a 15 minutes demo, but we had to go through every part of making a game. So we had other artists who made the 3D. We made the character in 2D, so I had to do a lot of animations. We made some UI. It was very a complete project. That's also why I'm kind of proud of it, because it's not only an image, a still image. It's like you have the full package, and people can play it, which is kind of a new feeling, because when you see an artwork, it's cool. People have a reaction like, oh yeah, it's beautiful and stuff, but it's not like they play and keep playing and start getting mad, or I don't know. It was a different thing, which was nice.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, I mean, you can really see your work coming to life in this. It's great.
Yeah. yeah, and the other people in the team made an awesome job. So yeah, that was nice.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for sharing, Felix.
No problem. I don't know if you have a other question, because I kind of made my point with this drawing. Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah. Gosh, does anyone else have any questions about, Felix's process, or from what you've seen from his demonstration, anything at all? See if anyone answers. What are your objectives now? What are your goals?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Yes.
I kind of want to have a better work ethic, because when I started to work, I had a lot of different missions at the same time, which was very hard to manage my time, to spend time with my friends, and enjoying my social life. Maybe right now I want to slow down a bit on drawing stuff, and having more social life, and kind of connect again with some friends. And but drawing wise, I don't really know. I'm kind of getting to a point where I need to find new objective and new stuff to aim to learn. I have plenty of things to focus on. Like I know a lot of fundamentals that I want to focus on and stuff. But as company that I'm targeting, I don't really know right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like, it sounds like in general, you're just looking to improve. I mean, you spoke up earlier about, it's a constant learning process. You're never going to know everything there is about your discipline.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
to
right.
me like you just want to get better and just improve, learn new things as they come to you, as well
Yeah,
as,
and
like balancing that with like your friends and your life. And I know that with art, it can be quite hard to do that, especially freelance.
yeah, that's right. We mentioned it earlier that working alone at your place all day, you kind of get the sensation that you're just working at your home, and your life is only that.
I feel
But
you.
yeah, yeah.
Calvin would like to know, how do you come up with ideas? So do you have a specific creative process when it comes to inspiration and ideas?
Not really.
They're just all in
I'm
your
not. Sorry.
head. All of the ideas are just in your head. You got so many of them. It's crazy.
No, I guess I'm not really really looking to have like especially really nice idea. When I think of something that I like to draw, I start to do it. But I'm not very like a concept artist that start of that thinks of very complex subjects and really like hard things that can live in a big universe. I kind of like casual stuff, like casual sci-fi or casual fantasy, and go for that and try just to represent it nicely. I mean, that's for personal work. For clients, you usually have a brief, so
Yeah,
so
of
it's
course.
easier to think about.
Of course. I mean, talking about clients, someone's asked, how did you know you were ready to start working in the industry? Was there a moment where you sort of went, you know what, I reckon I could do this professionally, or I'm comfortable to work freelance?
I guess not. I guess that there hasn't like been a moment where I said like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm ready to do it. Because also I had the chance that with my school I was able to do internships with
yeah,
quite nice studios, and started to like learn how it works, and learn that it was not that different from school, because it's actually quite the same. You have people around, and it's the same stuff that you're doing professionally than that you're learning at school. But
mhm,
when it kind of started to be clear, especially for freelancing, is when people start to reaching out. Like when I start to have to have people were asking me if I was available to do work. That's where I was like, okay, now I can make it professional and focus on upgrading my portfolio and moving really into it nicely and and
Yeah,
fully.
yeah. I was
I think
gonna
that's
say just sorry, continue.
I think it's a nice point when you start having clients reaching out. It's a great moment where you can like say, oh, now I can start really working professionally.
Yeah, I mean, like if word of mouth is traveling, it means that you've obviously made a good impression. So, I mean, that in itself inspires a lot of confidence to keep going. Hey, yeah, yeah.
that hmm.
And I think as well, just to add to that, I know with visual effects, I don't think there's no point, hey, where you're just like, yep, I can do this professionally. You're sort of never ready, are you? You sort of just, you go into it, you do your best, you give it your best go, and sort of fumble your way through your first, your first three
Yeah,
months.
because when you look at it, you're always like, oh, I can improve this, I can improve that, I need to work on this. This is not good in my portfolio, uh, but at a point you need to work and not just work for yourself. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you find that, I mean, working freelance is a little bit different to working for a company because you're essentially your own business. Did you find that quite difficult? Because it's not just drawing, you are doing a bit of management and a few other skills as well, and interacting directly with a client as well, knowing where to stand your ground, knowing where to, finances and things like that. Was that hard?
yeah, it's actually very hard. I think it's a thing that is quite scary when you start out, and you kind of there are still things you need to learn, like talking to other people doing that are doing the same. Always realize that I know nothing about what I'm doing in this freelance part, like managing my clients, like learning stuff. I don't know. It's there's so many things to know, and making your own company, like to work freelance in France, is not that easy.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same for every country. Like, it's always hard to find the right field you're working on, because concept art is not like something that the government sees, or that it's not a well-known uh, job. I don't know.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it's actually very complicated, and but I guess you can make mistakes, and talking to other people will help you out. I know that a lot of other artists helped me out to set up my company and to start up, and if I made a mistakes or anything, if you reach them out saying, oh, I made this wrong,
Hmm.
I think it's okay. It's you don't
Yeah,
need to
sure.
be afraid of everything you're drawing, because so you never like start to go freelance. So.
100%. Like reaching out to people and just drawing upon those friends that you developed. Can you offer anyone any advice? Like, if someone was hoping to head into freelance, what advice would you give them starting out?
um, I guess like talking to other people that are doing the same
Yeah,
is the biggest
yeah,
advice, because there are so many things to know that you can't know everything on your own. Um, Maybe also to go and search for videos or people that are explaining it easier than in an easy way, not the old things to read. Because when I start reading all the big papers, I need to focus so much. The language is so complicated. They are referring to stuff that you don't know, and you are looking up. So maybe like videos that explain it quite simply. It's
hmm,
better to. have a first approach and to start to learn words that are in the contract and in the stuff that you're doing. And after that, you became more confident with learning a lot of stuff. It's I don't know.
It's really all the business side of things that you've got to look into. Hey.
Yeah, and for the business part, I guess it's not like it will just came with experience. At first, if you don't know some stuff, the client might also explain it to you, because if you say that, oh, it's my first experience, maybe they'll be like, okay, so you need to do this, you need to do that, and become clearer. And after it's the same. So yeah, for doing invoice and stuff, you can ask them, oh, what do you want me to put it in my invoice? So don't be afraid to do that, because at first you're like, oh, what is an invoice?
What is an invoice? Quick. Templates on PowerPoint or Excel, how to do an invoice.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Felix, I think we'll probably wrap up there, because I think we've gone through all of our questions. So honestly, thank you so much for creating such an interactive demo. I've really enjoyed it, and I think like everyone watching as well has really enjoyed just watching you work. I think there's something really fascinating about seeing someone go through that creative process. So thank you.
That's right. Well, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to share the stuff. And yeah, I mean, if other people still have questions, I'm always on the rookies on other platforms, on other, I don't know, social medias.
Oh, of course. No, thank you. And yeah, as Felix just said, everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. No worries, guys. It's been awesome. All right. Take care, Felix. And if you ever need anything from the rookies, or if you ever need any, help or advice, just please reach out and let us know. We're here. All right.
All right. Thanks.
No worries. See you later. Bye, guys.
Bye.